What's going on, everyone? It's Adrian from Draft Time, and today is June 13th, and we have a two-game slate for the NBA for FanDuel and DraftKings. In the early game, we got the Nets at the Bucks, and then we got the Suns at the Nuggets later on. So in this video, I'm going to go through the slate, and make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to give you our top lineups for FanDuel and DraftKings using our NBA lineup optimizer, which you can access on drafttime.com. Again, you can sign up for a free 7-day trial. So anyways, as far as injuries are concerned, you have Jeff Green, who's listed as questionable, so make sure you pay attention to that, because if he does in fact play, he might be a decent value pick. Wouldn't change too much as far as all the other players are concerned. And obviously James Harden is still out, so no James Harden. Now, getting into the slate, my top value pick, who's my top value pick? That's going to be Jrue Holiday. He's $7,400 on FanDuel, and he's $7,200 on DraftKings, and we're projecting him to score 40.28 on FanDuel and 42.14 on DraftKings. I really like Jrue Holiday at that 7,200 price point on DraftKings and 7,400 on FanDuel. He played 45 minutes last game. Budenholzer couldn't get him off the court. Now, he struggled early on last game, but he came up pretty big in the clutch. He's not shooting the ball great this series. Maybe he could get back on track with that. And another thing that I think bodes well for Jrue Holiday is he hasn't had one steal this entire series. So he's due to get back on track as far as steals are concerned. So great value there. I love starting Kyrie and Jrue Holiday on FanDuel and starting Jrue Holiday and Chris Paul on DraftKings. Now, other than those guys, there's really not much more value at the point guard spot. So that's why I really like those guys. Now, my top stud, that's going to be Giannis. He's $10,700 on FanDuel, where we're projecting him to score 62.82, and he's $10,800 on DraftKings, where we're projecting him to score 66.14. Now, I know Giannis hasn't exactly been putting up Giannis numbers this series, but just like Jrue Holiday, Giannis actually has 0 steals this entire series, and his assists are down as well. Chances are he gets back on track in both of those areas. And the reason I like him as my top stud over KD is because outside of Giannis on FanDuel, there's really not many more options at the power forward spot. And with KD, there's several options at small forward. You got Porter, Middleton, Bridges. You got Joe Harris at 4,500. So there's a lot of value at the small forward spot. And on DraftKings, chances are Giannis gets you a double-double or a triple-double. I like those chances a lot better than KD getting you a double-double or a triple-double. So I really like Giannis as my top stud. As far as Jokic is concerned, I'm not crazy about Jokic at that price point. $11,500 on FanDuel is way too expensive, and $10,700 on DraftKings, I don't think he's worth it. And that game, I think, has some blow-up potential. So I actually like the Jokic fade. Now, my top sleeper, that's going to be Dario Saric. He's $3,600 on FanDuel, and he's $3,100 on DraftKings, and we're projecting him right around 8.5 points. Now, again, there's not much at the power forward spot on FanDuel, which I talked about earlier. With Saric, you can actually have enough cash to scoop up Jrue Holiday, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, and Giannis. So I really like Saric. He's averaging 13.2 on the series, and I see some lineups where you have a guy that's mint-priced or close to mint-priced, and that guy ends up being on the top $100,000 lineup with maybe 13, 14 points. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns blew out the Nuggets and he got some extra minutes and ends up scoring, 20 plus. Forbes and Tucker, they have pretty good price points, but I think everyone really knows about those guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if, both of those guys were around 15% owned. So I wouldn't really necessarily call those guys sleepers. But anyways, with all that being said, let's go ahead and let's generate our lineups for FanDuel and DraftKings on our NBA lineup optimizer. So right now we're looking at the NBA lineup optimizer for DraftKings. And again, this is on drafttime.com, and you can sign up for a free 7-day trial. And I'm going to go ahead and generate the lineups for DraftKings. And for DraftKings, we got Chris Paul, Jrue Holiday, Chris Middleton, Bruce Brown, PJ Tucker, Jay Crowder, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. So let's go ahead and run for FanDuel. And for FanDuel, you got Cam Payne, Jrue Holiday, Bruce Brown, Devin Booker, Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, Aaron Gordon, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section, and good luck to everyone tonight.